Liquid gold, beekeeping and homesteading. Honey so good it is gold. I normally say honey is so good I call it gold, but look at that right there. See, this is some of my clover honey. I didn't have much in the frames that I was showing y'all yesterday, but that's it right there, the color of gold. And you know, you can trade folks with this. And last week I got distracted in my studies, clicked on some training videos. They're on my reel. And goodness, this thing right here. No, it won't go. Okay. I'll just step back. All right. So back to the training video. Steve Justa. He was a farmer from Nebraska. And normally I am kind of studying HIIT. It's like CrossFit. You're doing intense training 2 to 3 times a week. Heavy amounts of rest, heavy amounts of calories, heavy amounts of intense workout. So Steve Justa is more along the line of work strength, farm strength. So he did impressive farmer's walk. That's when you hold the two things like this. And from reading about what he did, I've never seen a picture of him, but I'm going to say a big guy. Because for someone for my size to do what he was doing, I'm not going to say impossible, but I'm going to say not likely. But they said that he made 100-pound chainmail vest and wore it to work at the grain silage. And we really don't have many of those around here. But from what I read, it's like mixing concrete. So he had a 100-pound vest on while he was mixing the concrete, mixing the grain, or what would he be? He'd be spreading the grain out, shoveling the grain. And so that got to thinking, when I first started beekeeping, I had been working in the factory, and I got 2 honey boxes full of honey, stacked them on top of one another, and brought them from the vehicle out there down here. As heavy as I can lift, I'm going to guess that would be, hell, that might have been 150 pounds, which I don't really think I can walk that far with 150 pounds, but I was bigger back then, so maybe I did, but like, that's a maximum effort. You're almost maxing out your lungs, your cardiovascular, and your muscle system when you do that, and so that's Steve Justa. But also think of, he did a lot of grip strength, so you're like the world's strongmen, they pick up that stone and they walk with it. And he would do a lot of stuff like that, kind of like the military does, walking with the backpack on, which he did that. So I was just thinking, got me to thinking about cardiovascular and lifting, and then it's functional strength. And I used to do some of that on the farm, carrying feed sacks. Oh, what was it? The worst was picking, if you had to slam a calf or pick up a cow, stuff like that. But you didn't really do it enough to make it last. Alright, goodness, I didn't mean to do that long on that. Okay, so this right here, I am a member of Weston A. Price Foundation. And this is Wise Traditions. This is their journal. I believe I get it quarterly. And lots of people from Mississippi who are in the local food movement have never heard of Weston A. Price. And this is unfortunate. They also have a legal arm of Weston A. Price. It's called Farmer to Consumer Legal Defense Fund. But even if you, it's very cheap to join, but it's all kind of good stuff and articles. The articles are very scholarly and technical, but you don't have to understand all of the graphs. You can just read it. I love reading it. But you also come to the back, and to me this is the best part. They have like people who are selling real food, holistic doctors. I mean, I just love flipping through this. It really, really lifts my spirits. And so, like, this is for real apple cider vinegar. That's ghee butter. This is like for, I don't know what that is. That's for real salt, wild salmon. But anyway, when I was right here, and please don't tell me I put it on the wrong page. Okay, so this would be the honey advertisement. Let me get it really, really close. And it says, really raw honey. I'm going to have to still contain, so it means they're not really filtering it. Propolis, vitamins, live enzymes, trace minerals. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my honey, trying to do. Except these people here, they may not, this is all I use. They may not even be using that. But I would think they would have to. Now, I've never been to their operation. Where are they? Oh, you got to go to the website, reallyrawhoney.com. But I like their name. You know, it's like really raw honey. I would like to taste theirs and then taste mine. I just thought I would show y'all that. Really, really neat. Join the Weston A. Price Foundation. $35 a year. Come on. Gotta be able to have $35. This book I read before I went to teach bee class at the farm festival, just in case somebody was wanting to ask me some really hard questions. I think I may have told y'all about this book, but right here on page 89, there was a doctor who did a surgery on somebody around the Panama Canal. Let's see if we can just go ahead and turn there. And he put honey all over the wound. Page 39. What is wrong with me? Honey all over the wound. And he acted like, you know, that was what they did. I apologize, y'all. Who knows? Who knows why I didn't just write it down? I thought I underlined it over here. I have used in wounds 89, not 39. Here we go. 89. Now we're coming in here. Here it is right here. On that right there, he took handfuls of honey from a pail and smeared it over the wound, then covered it with gauze. Honey for the wounds. And I got to keep telling y'all about that. I don't know why. My gut wants me to tell y'all about that. Honey for the wounds. Okay, then there's another. I should have marked this better. What are we gonna do here? I may have to give y'all this. It's gonna be page 89 too. Hold up, let's stay right here. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, in this book, okay, I read it. I'm gonna get you the page number. I'm gonna get you the sentence. In England, in the 1960s, let's get you some good fresh honeycomb. This is good fresh honeycomb right here, not old. Sometimes I've put old in there before, not good. This is what you want for your allergies. Okay, so you come to me and you say, I got allergies. And I say, that ain't no problem, fella. Well, actually, it is a problem for you. But I'm going to get you a jar. I'm going to put some propolis in there. What is wrong with me? Like I've done 100 of these videos. I'm going to put some propolis in there. Bee glue. I'm going to put some honey comb in there. And I think the book was trying to say that, give me some actual liquid gold. think the book was trying to say that, like, so this right here is honey, comb with honey in it. That's what you need. You chew that, it gets in your sinuses better. It goes down slower, so it helps with the allergies. And it was an actual recipe. I don't know if doctors recommended it or if allergists or maybe just the grandmothers recommended it. I'm not sure, but we'll call this my allergy jar. Yeah, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. I think I can do that. Okay, wow. Now we're ready for some honey slanging. I gotta make sure that's closed. Okay, let's look. I gotta bring y'all with me. Bring y'all with me. Ow. Okay, I'm just really irritated that this camera stand just work right. You gotta get a little loosey-goosey. Oh, there we go, that's too loosey-goosey. There we go. Okay, undo it again. There we go. There we go, right there. Get it set up. Pop that open. No. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make me some beeswax, but I gotta find something to do with this beeswax while I'm slinging. Okay. It went all down in there when I was carrying it. Beeswax all over the place. Beeswax all over my face. Y'all can't see me again. I always hide from the camera. The freaking crap. Get back up there. I know. Okay. So yesterday, I shouldn't have robbed my bees, but I pulled the winter honey off of the requeened hive, and I thought there was a lot of honey in my big hive, and there was only 4 frames. But I said, I'm already this far along, and I'm getting low on honey. I'm hearing reports of other folks being low on honey. We got to get something up out of here. We got to get something. So here we go. I'll tell y'all something. I was feeling real good. I had my mind primed to come down here. I went back upstairs to get that book, that orange book, those books I showed you. I come back down here. I got a snack. I said, oh, I'm getting a little hungry. I'm going to be able to finish this in one slinging. It's like those calories are draining my brain. Those calories are draining my brain. Alright. Let's go. Alright, we got to stick our hands down here. Let's get started. I think y'all might be able to see me there. I just made a huge mistake. I know how to fix it. Hi, check it out. Woohoo! That ain't liquid gold. You tell me what is. y'all see that? The great thing about honey is right here, 2 hives. I have 2 hives. And I've told y'all before about the bee farm. Is that the right word? Bee farm? How about this? The apiary in Kansas, Nebraska. 90,000 beehives. 2 beehives. I mean, you really technically cannot get any smaller than me this year. Now, 2021, I got to be a respectable, small beekeeper. Not commercial, but I got to do an amount of honey that would be respectable. This year, I'm just hoping I can keep my regular customers supplied. Just hoping I can keep the regular customers supplied. Also, I want to do more investigation. The excessive amount of moisture is allegedly hurting, is a reason for the bees backing off, but it shouldn't be. I don't know why the extra rain would bother the honeybees. So I got to dig deeper. But the guy who told me that, he's a very good beekeeper. He's a very experienced beekeeper. His granddaddy taught him how to do bees, and he knows more about it than me. So I'm going to say he is correct. I would just like to know why he's correct. And okay. Whoa, there's the clover honey there. And I make a big deal out of the clover honey just because I'm so small of a beekeeper. But you know, it's all in a day's work. It's all good honey. I wanted to tell you, I did find some Tupelo honey for sale in Tupelo, Mississippi. But the Tupelo honey for sale in Tupelo, Mississippi came from Ocala, Florida, North Florida. I'm going to say it came from North Florida. But you can do Tupelo honey. I don't know if you can still do it in Tupelo, Mississippi, because they're trying to concrete every square inch of Lee County. But in Itawamba County, Clay County, maybe even Oktibbeha County, you can do Tupelo honey. But I don't know of anybody that does it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Lot of work. Lot of work. You gotta work your tail off. Alright, I've been talking about this Tupelo honey for a while. I can't do Tupelo honey right now, but when I retire, if we don't blow the world up, the world's still around when I retire from my job, then I'll try to do Tupelo honey. I can't do no Tupelo honey as a part-time beekeeper. Too much work. Just too much work. You should salute. I don't know about telling you to go and buy any Tupelo honey. I think those guys sell it like hotcakes. They don't got no trouble moving it. You can buy it if you want to. But you want to definitely salute them. You want to go on YouTube, watch their videos, and see how much work it is. See how much work it is. All those calories that I ate are just zapping the life out of me. All those calories. Look at that, would you? Just look at it. And I'm just going to tell you, I love this. I love this. That is, yeah, I messed that up a little. Love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Do you love it? Ooh. That is straight up fall honey. I hate to put it in there. Listen, I can only do so much segregation. That needs to be segregated, but I can't segregate it today. We're just gonna mix it in there. Ooh, that's good. Okay, so check out the color. I can get a little on here. Now you can't really see it. Y'all gotta be able to see that. Can y'all see? Can y'all see the color of that? That's dark. That's dark. That's fall honey. Ooh, it's good too. But you know, I love watching videos. I watch the videos of a family. It's like a Mennonite type place. And they had like a sugar. They were making either cane sugar or some kind of sugar, right? And so a journalist was interviewing them. And I'm going to say they had about 20, 30 workers. And they had a smokestack. They had to run the syrup through a little heat thing. Y'all know about it if you're old school. You work it like that, and it runs the sugar through and separates it. And then they, of course, had a lot of people bottling it at the end. And then they had people stationed on the lines. Had some guys out back feeding wood into the smokestack. I just love stuff like that. And you know, they make a living. When I was younger and going to school and whatnot, I didn't know you could make I mean, of course I heard about, you know, farming and all, but I didn't know you could make a living. You know, I didn't dream about making a living being a beekeeper or, you know, tapping trees for maple syrup or whatever. We've had a paradigm shift here lately, and so one more thing that I've heard, I don't really want to do this because I have a hard time starting new ventures, but they say you can rent your bees out to farmers if you have enough. Actually, they say that you can rent your bees out to farmers, but I'm not talking about shipping them to California to the almond fields or to Michigan to the apple orchards. I'm talking about sometimes you can rent them out to local folks, supposedly. I don't want to do that. These people around here, instead of renting your bees, they want to charge you. You take honeybees to them, and they want to charge you. And I'm like, no, I'll just keep them at my place, charging me to do you a favor. What in the world? Okay. Double check. Got to get up here on the double check. Yeah. And I say that I'm not going to get much honey. Let me tell you something. Start slinging these large frames, you don't ever know what you're going to get. What you gonna get? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I gotta make my allergy. I gotta make my allergy jars. Close that up. Gotta make my allergy jars. Okay, we're just slinging. We're just slinging honey right here. I was watching this tribal video. I don't know if it was Africa or New Zealand. I'm gonna say Africa. I'm not sure where it was. And they had this, that's mostly all. They had this tribe, and the birds come and show the tribe where the bees are. And they're so much tougher than me. They rob the bees without any equipment on. So there you go. Without any equipment on, they rob the bees. They rob them without any equipment on. Let's get that. Put that in my jar. Right there. I guess I could do it right. And if the first time that I did this, okay, thank you. The first time that I used this spinner, I didn't have it tight on the inside, and it really came apart a few times and caused a big ruckus. But now I've got it set up correctly, and it's a good thing. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll show y'all a frame. The honey's slung out. But we are going to have to do another round on this. Right there. We'll do another round. Well, I don't know if we need to do another round. Yeah, we do. got it good and tight. I put it back together, right? No. Get out of my face. Okay, we're gonna do another one like this. And so this brand of, this is like a centrifuge, this is a tank. This brand of tank is the cheapest you can get. And so, you know, you're worried if all this is gonna work. I think the guy before me, he did have some issues with it he told me about. And I got it back here, and the first time I used it, I just spent about 15-20 minutes putting it back together. But it works fine to me. I mean, of course, I haven't done 100 gallons at one time, but you saw it working just there. There we go. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's pretty good. And this one right here, I don't have it where y'all can see me. And why do I not have it? They must have just put this together. Can y'all see that? Look at y'all over here. Every time I move it. This is just so beautiful. I guess because they just capped it. I'm not sure. But it's coming. It's decapping. I got it on the floor. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully. It's like way easier than that last one. Here we go now. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. You gotta love that part right there if y'all can see it. Here we go now, here we go now. See, I'm wondering too if this right here, the decappings, is what we really want for the allergies, that instead of the honeycomb. I'm about to do a little adjustment. It'd be nice if you could. I'm gonna try next time to sling it just at this speed right here. Yeah, we're probably gonna need a little more speed. I'm gonna go with the more with the speed. All right, back to reality. $45. So I'm about to cut this video off here in a second. But y'all kind of see how it goes. And the main thing I wanted to do was put my allergy jar. Let's get a few more in there. Let's see what we can do here. That's probably though about all I want. I really need to cut it up smaller. Let's see here, let's make an allergy jar a little better. Okay, well, you know, I'll just sell this to one of my regular customers who knows me. This is not going to be perfect. And some of this comb is a little tough. That's perfect right there. Making these allergy jars. Some of it's going to be a little tough. It's going to take me a while to get this recipe exactly right. See, but you know, people are going to have to understand that this ain't going to be perfect. There's going to be some rough honeycomb in there. There's going to be some, I mean, I'll get some perfect jars once I get good and going. But every jar not going to be perfect. Y'all still, y'all can't see me no more. Goodness. see y'all. Can y'all see that? And I don't think I got this. Sometimes I get them too full, but I did give a little breathing room. And let's get my, see, this is an allergy jar. I'm gonna call that an allergy jar right there. And if nobody else wants it, I'll take it. But you know, I just kind of showed y'all the way I do it right there, if anybody's wondering. From A to Z, you ain't gonna get that at Walmart. I mean, I know in people's mind, like, guy I hang out with a lot, he has allergies. He gets his honey from Walmart, which is a sin. He also gets it in a plastic bottle, which is another sin. And you know, he doesn't like this because he watches nothing but regular TV. And so in his mind, heating the honey and having it at a big paper license place, even though the license don't do nothing to the honey, that's just a piece of paper and in your mind. But I'm like, you know, get it from someone else local. There's other local folks. If you don't like the way that I am, totally, like Sammy Martis says, it's from the bee's mouth to your mouth. But you know, Sammy does this because I can look at his honey and tell. That right there is just like that advertisement. That's right out of the hive, Amish style, 1880s style. You can't get no more raw than this right here. You can't do it. Unless, like I said, let's use like that African tribe and use eating the honeycomb right out of the hive. But I mean, I know y'all ain't gonna go to a beehive and just start raking the honey out. That's as raw as anybody's gonna sell it right there. But and that's probably gonna have. That's the only thing I didn't put any propolis in there. I don't got much propolis on this. See, I messed up. That's hard propolis. I messed up because I lost my propolis producing hive. Anyway, though, I'm gonna cut it off. I brought the workout, the thinking from Steve Justa that goes into carrying the bee boxes. I got the book with the wound dressing and the allergy jar. And then I'll let y'all see a little bit of what I'm doing. And I'm going to cut the video off because there's no sense in the video needing to keep going. But I'm interested. I got a few customers. I got 2 or 3 customers who told me they get it for the allergies. And I'm going to see if they'll take that. They may not. Like I said, people now, especially if they came up watching the regular TV and they're used to going to the grocery store, appearance. But see, you take this honey to a lab, you go get that junk that looks good, and you take it to a lab and you test it for nutritional content. I'm not going to go pay for a test because my customers already trust my honey. But if they want to test it, I'm not scared to send this to the lab. The chemistry of this honey right here is it. It's there. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna make a few more jars like that. Y'all have a good day. As always, stay local. Stay with your niche markets. Stay with things that you know will be there if the grid goes down. Have a good day.